This is
Folcrum Football with Wolf and Luke.
Yeah, one of us is getting on a plane to Green Bay here in the next hour or so. So we got to play Folcrum Football early in the day.
okay.
You know it's you, right? You look like you were going to be like, which one of us is getting on the plane?
Yeah,
It's
no,
you.
I'm getting on the plane, and I am jacked up today. Yeah, it's Friday. It's a football Friday. But honestly, the very thought of going to Lambeau Field, I'm going to bring some grass back from Lambeau Field. We're going to throw it right here on the
Put
counter.
it right there on the...
Right on the counter.
Nice.
Right,
See,
Mel?
you
Isn't
don't
that
even
what we're
need
going to
me
do?
to text and remind you.
Well, yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Well, because I asked him to do that.
Right,
I said, I
exactly.
think it would be really cool if you brought back, I know you're
Yeah.
going to put some in your pocket for you, but it'd be cool to bring back some grass from Lambeau for us on the show as well.
Great call. Put it right there.
And he was like, Mel, text
Right.
me to remind me.
Right. You know what would be super cool, too?
I think
is-
that you'll remember. There's the
there
coin
we go.
flip.
Okay,
That's what would be
all
super
right,
cool.
here we go.
Oh, you won. You get to pick first.
Oh.
This is huge.
Okay,
Folcrum Football,
Basonians.
we're just trying to pick the most pivotal players in Sunday's game.
Yeah, there we go.
Quarterbacks frowned upon.
Quarterback is frowned upon, which is exactly why my first Folcrum football player is Kyler Murray.
At quarterback from Oklahoma, number
Brown.
1, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray! Look, slide the shorts on and say it, man. He cannot make any mistakes. He can't turn the ball over. The Packers thrive and win games, I might add, by turning over their opponent. They're the best in the universe. If you give the Green Bay Packers a turnover or two, or you allow them to turn you over, you are in all sorts of trouble right now. If you keep the Packers from feeding, though, you'll starve them. And that will give the Arizona Cardinals a much better chance of winning this game. No turnovers. And that's why I'll suffer the scorn of selecting a quarterback to take Kyler Murray as my first Folcrum football player.
I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row. This guy's taking a quarterback in Folcrum Football.
Yes, I know.
And I will give you credit for burning your first pick on him because you knew I would not take him. I can't handle that sort of disapproval from society, so I wasn't going to take him early. I'm actually going to go. I'm going to stick with the Cardinals, and I'm going to go with a guy who I think is going to be in Jordan Love's face all day, whether he's running him down or tipping passes or intercepting. Mac Wilson Sr.
What are you saying? He's a dog?
You get a Mac Wilson in the room, and even the wolves start barking. Is that what we're saying?
That's, yeah, oh, I like that right there. The Wolves are already going to bark, just so you know.
That's a given.
Okay.
I don't think I need to explain my Mac Wilson pick, especially after last week.
I didn't feel like you were going to explain
I wasn't
it.
going to.
You were just going to say it. You're just
The
gonna
name
go ahead
speaks
and
for
say it.
itself.
Okay, my second Folcrum football player has got to be Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., basically.
Caught, touchdown, Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvelous.
He needs to win routes. He needs to win on routes. He needs to make better adjustments on the ball when it's in the air, and he will. He needs to continue to make plays, especially this week. The Packers aren't lockdown defenders in the secondary, but they don't have a lot of busted coverages either. They don't. The Packers are going to be jacked up to stop James Conner. You think they're going to be jacked up? They're going to be on that line of scrimmage, in that box, jacked up to stop James Conner. Can you say play action, Marv? And that's why Marvin Harrison Jr. is my second Folcrum football player.
Right, look at Wolf just going quarterback, receiver, all the flashy, finesse, skill position guys.
I typically have a theme with my
do.
Folcrum football.
All right, I got to get. I feel like we're playing tic-tac-toe, and I at least have to block something here before you can take him. Give me James Conner.
I didn't have James Conner.
Interesting reaction there, though, by you, Wolf, when I said James Conner.
Yeah. What was that? That was totally legit. I was not even trying to do that on the air, Basonians. Can you imagine? That came out of my throat.
I don't even want to ask, but is there? I mean, there is. Can we slow that down the way we did the need to win guy? And just
No, don't do
I
it
don't
now.
even know what I'm not even
It's
gonna try and
all
make
right.
that sound.
That's-
James Conner,
Okay.
for obvious reasons. Look at what he did in the second half last week. And actually, let me give you a less obvious reason. Can he still do that again this week? Or, I mean, I'm sure he took a beating last week. Now, he dished out more of a beating than he took, but it was 11 guys trying to tackle him. Can he run like that through guys again this week?
Yeah, he definitely can, to answer your question right now. And
I can't make
Will,
that
but
sound.
here's something that I'm also looking forward to, base earnings. My third Folcrum football player is Michael Wilson. Oh! Look, the only thing more powerful than money is the promise of money. Well, the only thing more powerful than James Conner is the promise of James Conner. And because this is truth, I think the Arizona Cardinals might have the option of using play action to throw the ball, move the chains, and score points. The Packers are average in terms of their pass defense. And I have a feeling Michael Wilson is going to be a factor. And he's going to factor into this game in a big way. Because the only thing more powerful than giving James Conner the ball and the promise of James Conner is the promise of James Conner getting the ball and then throwing it over their head.
All right, I'm going to go with a Packer with my next pick. And I don't know how we can't leave this guy off the board completely. Xavier McKinney, 5 interceptions. Leads me
Even to
into
a guy like me, that's cold.
So there you go.
Okay.
5 interceptions in 5 games. Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. We've talked about him a lot this week. He's the one Packer getting drafted here today, though, Wolf. But along the lines of what you've been saying, I honestly, I feel like this is a Kyler Murray game. What could derail that would be interceptions or turnovers. And I'm not saying McKinney's the only guy that can force a turnover on the Packers. Would you say they've forced 14 this season already?
14 this season, 9 picks.
But he has 5 interceptions. Nobody else in the NFL even has 4. And he's a safety. So he's on the list for sure.
That's a great pick by you. It really is, because it emphasizes the point the Arizona Cardinals cannot turn it over. Trey McBride, by the way, was my 4th Folcrum football player because of all the balance that he brings. And they're going to need balance, especially when you're going to use play action to throw the ball. And he might be the guy on the receiving end of that play action as well.
All right, well, then my pick would have been Tip Ryman, just so you couldn't have him.
Oh!
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.